What a delight to see such a vibrant room full of the future of New India. My greetings to all of you. We are all privileged to be celebrating 75 years of independence. And this is the first week as we enter the next 25 years, the Amrit Kal, as Prime Minister Narendra Modi called it, which is going to be the defining period of India's evolution as a developed nation, as a developed economy. And I think we all are going to enjoy the fruits of this new India that is emerging. We are all going to be participants of all that's going to happen in the next 25 years. And therefore, in a way, the 75 years after the freedom struggle as an independent nation have helped create a foundation, the fruits of which each one of us in this room will enjoy in the coming years. And gives us an opportunity both to reflect on how we got here, what we achieved in 75 years, and where we see ourselves, India at 2047, when we complete 100 years of independence. I'm told you had a very nice cultural presentation, Dholavira to Narendra Modi, in a way, reflecting on the fact that India is not a country with a 75-year history or even a history of a few hundred years. India comes with a rich legacy of thousands of years, the mother of democracy, as Prime Minister Modi called it. There's enough and more evidence to show that democracy is not something we gained only in 1947. Of course, we became a free country. We were able to come out of the clutches of the British Raj. But democracy per se is something that was practiced thousands of years ago in our country. It was taken away from us over a period of time. But clearly, the rich heritage that we have all inherited, our tradition, our culture, our family values have remained with us, will always remain with us, and will help us in the next 25 years as we prepare to celebrate India at 100. Help us achieve prosperity for every single citizen of this country, for every person who's at the bottom of the pyramid, every person who's not got the privileges that many of us in this room take for granted. Every single citizen of our beloved country is entitled to living in a free, democratic country with prosperity. What we have inherited, my young friends, teachers, should only encourage us to think differently, to be bold in our vision. And as is said in one of the writings or speeches that I heard possibly, there is a word called bhag. हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना भाग, BHAG. What does BHAG mean? One, it could mean big, hairy, audacious goals. BHAG. And the other, of course, in Hindi is by bhag lo, yahan se nikal jao. We all have to decide. Are we as a nation, and Young India will lead this going forward, and our teachers, the faculty members, Our educationists will guide all of us youngsters in deciding whether we are going to accept the challenges of the future, whether we are going to make big dreams, whether we are going to make very, very audacious targets and goals and work towards achieving them. Or are we going to live in a satisfied cocoon and run away from the problems, run away from the realities, and accept mediocre performance and mediocre future for our country? That, my young friends, is the challenge before this country. That is the challenge before all of us assembled in this room. And I think it is this message that Prime Minister Modi sought to articulate on the 15th of August, where he dwelt at length on the 5 vows, Panch Pran, where he tried to share with us a glorious future that awaits India, that awaits each one of you, that awaits all those who have possibly not got the advantage of some person in our family, some forefather, having boarded a train, come into a city or come into a better future. Many of us, if we look back in our family histories, will find maybe 1, 2, at best 3 generations ago, somebody in our family got the opportunity to maybe board a train or a bus and come into developed areas, come into cities and towns, get an opportunity of a good education, get entrepreneurial opportunities, get a good job, make a life for your families. But then there are millions who are still left behind, who have not got that opportunity to board that train or bus, who have not yet got the kind of quality of education that you all are privileged to receive in the wonderful institution that you are all part of. There are millions, in fact, who until a few years ago did not even have electricity in their home, would study under a solar lamp. Millions who did not have cooking gas, which many of us would take for granted in our homes. Can any of us imagine a life without a toilet? The country was having only 50% homes which had a toilet until 2014. Maybe Indian films would build songs around the fact that our sisters, our mothers, our daughters had to face the ignominy of going out into the fields. Something which should have been thought of decades and decades ago. We have tried in the last 8 years under the inspirational leadership of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi to fill in the essential needs of every single home in this country. Giving a shelter, a pakka house, a proper home to those who did not have a home. Ensuring that every home gets electricity, gets cooking gas connections. Rapidly, internet has been taken to the nook and corner of the country. Now fiber is being laid down, optic fiber is going across the length and breadth of the country to every village so that high-speed broadband can be available. And every single child gets the advantage of being connected to digital technology, the digital world. Every home got a bank account. Financial inclusion was ensured for all those who remained unbanked for decades, even after independence. The marginalized sections of society, many of whom would never dream of having an assured supply of food grains round the year, of having the assurance that their child will get health care, their parents would get health care free of charge. 500 million people, 50 crore of our brothers and sisters sought to be covered under Ayushman Bharat so that quality healthcare can be made available for all those less privileged. I believe these are all the messages that all of you youngsters should carry home as a beacon of hope, as our duty to contribute, to give back as we grow in life, as we become more and more successful in our chosen profession or our chosen career. I hope each child sitting here will bear in mind that there's a little bit of goodness that we owe to our nation also. We owe to those who are less privileged than us. A smile to some child who doesn't have the wherewithal to be sitting in this room. A little bit of support could be a simple thing like passing on your textbooks or your notes to some child who's not got that privilege. It could be the various community camps that you are holding. I believe the school also encourages children from underprivileged background to get quality education. I believe the school also tries to run additional classes and additional institutions along with your schools to be able to impart quality education to others also. These are absolutely noble ways of supporting society, of supporting the less privileged. And I have no doubt in my mind that each of the teachers sitting here would have the same amount of joy, if not more, when they are spending time to train a less privileged child, to prepare him to become a good citizen, to contribute to India's future. And that is why let's be ambitious. Let's set very strong goals and targets before us. Let's all of us pledge to be a part of the new India, a developed India, a prosperous India, an India where we will see prosperity for every citizen. And towards that end, let's develop a scientific temper and interest in new ideas. Let's some of us become innovators. Let some of us become startup entrepreneurs. The new education policy allows a lot of liberal curriculum, allows you to do collaborations with schools and colleges across the world, allows dual degrees between Indian and international prestigious institutions. I'm sure going forward, what I am seeing before me, these thousands of students, the high quality faculty in your institutions, and the thousands of students who are not here but are part of your educational institution, I clearly see them becoming a huge contributor to India of tomorrow. I can see each one of you being a stakeholder as India progresses towards India at 100. I wish all of you well. It's a great way to begin Azadi Ka Amrit Kal. It's great that within the first week itself, you've put together this excellent program. I was tied up in other meetings. I could not come and enjoy the cultural part of the evening. But the enthusiasm that I saw on the stage, the excitement, the power in the room, and the enthusiasm that I saw in the audience as we hailed our motherland and the glory of India gives me a lot of confidence in the future of India. Believe in yourself, believe in our country, believe in all that is good, change whatever you think is not good, be an active participant of that change too, and together, all of us can make a difference to the future of India. We will script India's future together. I invite each one of you to be a part of the story from Dholavira to Narendra Modi, and with Narendra Modi entering the Amrit Kal to make India a great, prosperous, developed country in the coming years. Thank you very much.